So in 2018, Sarah and I wanted to open a small little restaurant called Hope Breakfast Bar. 6 months after we opened, COVID had hit. We knew change was coming. We knew that something was gonna happen. I was downstairs praying and clearly heard God say, give it all away.
When Brian told me, we're gonna give everything away, I go, okay, yep, we're gonna do this. We're gonna get through this.
I told Sarah, I'm like, we have to shut down. We have to close our restaurant and turn into a community kitchen full time. I don't know how we're gonna pay for it. Don't know how we're gonna lay off all of our staff. Don't know how we're gonna do any of it. And I literally thought we were gonna go bankrupt. The schools had started closing down, so everybody was talking about how these kids weren't being fed. So I did a post on social media and we just said, any family in need can come get a meal. That Monday, I think we were at 10,000 requests. Every restaurant around us called and said, we saw what you were doing, can we bring our food over? So a semi would show up. Every day we had no idea what we were cooking, it just stuff would show up and that's what we would cook. At that point, we were feeding, I think, 2,000 or 3,000 people a day. We would be at the end of it, we can't make it. You lean into your faith and God's like, I have a way, I have a way. We made it to the end. We're gonna get ready to reopen. And there were so many restrictions on businesses, especially restaurants. What is that gonna look like? Are people gonna be afraid to come out to eat? We were so busy. Our restaurants were, I wanna say it was 300, 400% busier than what we were. And you were just like, where are these people coming from? And how are we gonna feed these folks? We thought we were gonna be bankrupt and lose it all. And now that didn't happen. God just said, nope, I have bigger plans. And then we're making a deal to buy another restaurant, and another restaurant, and another restaurant. And it was just so crazy how God just stepped in and said, no, I have a different plan.
In 2019, we had a total of 12-ish employees. And then in 2023, we have over 300 employees.
Yeah, and almost 20 million in annual sales.
Wow. I didn't
Yeah,
follow.
yeah. It just is so crazy how radical faith just changes everything. It changes your posture on giving because it's no longer yours, it's God's. When there's disasters, we've been able to go to Turkey. We were just in Maui. When God calls us, it's his checkbook, so we'll write the check. And when you just radically say, God, it's your life, let my life be a living testimony. It's just different. We have no illusions about what could happen in our lives. The restaurant space is a risky space. We have 90 days of reserves in our bank account, probably much to my financial advisor and my wife's dismay. We're not called, I don't think, in our lives to have this giant bank account. We are called to serve God, and I think that's what God wants. He wants you to move. He wants you to lean in, and I think when you're doing that, it's an amazing journey to be on.